Do you want to feel closer to the people you care about? Do you ever wish you could relive a memory? Well, now you can with retrospect. Our patented technology lets you and your loved one relive your favorite shared memories together.
For me, the writing in the short is really brilliant, and it is so smart for it to be set in this sci-fi, new modern technology sort of way that doesn't seem that far off from what somebody would invent in the actual world. And so for me, like, this technology as a way to understand that that idea that abuse can only or is really often recognized in hindsight was like a very genius move. I also think that by having it in this like sort of futuristic but like not really futuristic world allows for a more gentle ease into a story about domestic abuse rather than the stereotypical portrayals that audiences are used to. I think that this approach was actually very gentle and very kind, and I think that this approach also allows audiences to see that there are many forms of abuse just because of the amount of memories that are able to be played. You're able to see just like a larger scale of different forms of abuse, which can, of course, like is really important for audiences who are watching this to be able to feel like, oh, like maybe this isn't it, maybe this isn't me, but like maybe this is. And I think that's like by having those options, it allows, the film is able to reach more people who it might need to reach and who might be impacted in different ways. So I also think that this captured like nuances extremely well. I also really appreciated how this short emphasized community, hope, resources, and support, really honing in on this message of survivors are not alone and recovery is not necessarily instantaneous. And so I appreciated how this short was able to really capture this in its ending.
Definitely felt like a Black Mirror episode, the concept behind it. It showed an abusive relationship in a way that I've never seen shown before, just the subtleties in it, something that an outsider wouldn't necessarily catch. And I think that is so much more common than the more blatant abusive relationships that you see displayed in film and media the most often. This was an awesome way to show that sort of relationship in a way that we can understand. And also, especially what they said at the end about these abusive relationships not really being realized until you're out of it and looking back. So having this sort of futuristic contraption have you walk through your memories and have her realize what kind of relationship she was in. It's a great way to show that and show how people usually see the abusive parts of the relationship in hindsight most of the time. After they're out of it, they're able to see that they were in something abusive. So I thought that was a really creative way of showing that. I love that he's even trying to control the simulation, forcefully turning off the lights and forcing them to be together alone. Yeah, there's a lot of little aspects in this that were so creative and were so effective in showing this kind of relationship in a new light.
I first want to address the title. I think it kind of circumnavigates a couple different themes in this, with such like a toxic relation on screen, but it's trying to get the last drop out of the relationship, this toxic partner trying to get the last drop of your energy, and just there's something about extending oneself or extending a relationship or extending an experience, with the title The Last Drop, and I think it was just really smart, and it applied to a bunch of different things in this. I think this was a very well portrayed, a very sensitive portrayal of a relationship like this, and breaking it off in a way that is respectful, but also, acknowledges the many different faults that are in something like this. It was a very realistic portrayal. I think it was acted very well, and it came together to be just a really, really engaging piece.
I love the original concept idea of the retrospect cap in which the couple get to review their relationship. The actor that played Anthony was just right for the part. His intensity was perfect for this role. I really enjoyed the group final scene where the family and friends come into the sequence and surround Sophia when she has to reject him, and she's frightened about doing that. And I thought overall it was just a really good take on a familiar theme, said it differently and did it differently to communicate the idea.
We are presented with retrospect, this product that helps you bring back memories with your loved ones. We in turn go into the origins of gaslighting and manipulation for this couple, how the female character was pushed into changing who she was to make someone or the other one love her or stay with her no matter what. This is the no matter what was very important through the situations. She experienced isolation from friends and family, extreme jealousy, intensity. All the warning signs were there. She didn't care because she wanted to please him, and it's terribly triggering, 100% plausible, and happens every single day somewhere in the world. It's very spread out in society. I loved their approach. They gave us stunning performances, and the title is so clever once you understand the different meanings the last drop can take on through the film. It's brilliant.
It's a very interesting sci-fi romance kind of Black Mirror film. Really like this idea where this couple just goes to using this this kind of app software called retrospect, and then they see their memories together, but there's not the same memories. That they know how they remember. So it's hard to tell if actually that is what happened, or is this retrospect changing things around. And it's really important in this film we talk about abuse in a relationship, in a household. I think it's a very strong film that also that it gives you this whole overview of how difficult some relationship can be, and how abuses should never be tolerated.
It's great acting, really interesting, suspenseful story, a really interesting concept that had me curious to see what was coming next. And it does a great job of building empathy for the characters and their situation. And you really feel very much invested in the characters by the end of it as well. And it's really, really cool how it does that with all these different pieces together.